So our next module, that is a typography. So you might have encountered like you have visited a website and you are not able to read the content of the particular website, and the next moment you have visited another website and you are like, wow, this is so cool. Now let's ask ourselves two questions. What made the first website unreadable or unsuitable to you, and what made the second website enjoyable? So there are many factors can determine if a site is either readable or enjoyable. They include the layout, color combination, animation, typography. So we will cover the typography thing here. So typography is nothing but it is considered as an art of letters and fonts. The way these duo can align with each other to create a good reading experience for users. So let's just check out what we will cover in this typography module. So we will cover regarding the font size, font weight, the font style, the line heights, uh, how to use the fallback fonts, how to link the fonts in the HTML, how to use the fonts in the CSS using the font face rule. Let's continue with the next topic, the font size and font weight. So for the font size, it is used to define the size of a particular element. It supports the value such as pixels, rem, em, and percentages. For the font weight, it defines the thickness of an element outline relative to the line height. So you might have encountered scenarios such as in a particular statement, a particular word is been highlighted bold. So that boldness is been decided by the font weight. And there might be scenarios like in a particular statement, a particular word is of small size. So we can target that particular word with the font size also. So for the font weight, it range between 100 to 900. It supports three main values, that is light, normal, and bold, and these are the default values which we can give. Moving with the next topic, that is font style and the font fallback. Browser provide default three values for the font style. These include normal, oblique, and italic. And to define which type of font to use, we use font family. Font family uses multiple values, and the reason behind using multiple font is if the first one is not working or it is not supported by the browser, then the next one is active, and that too is not active, then the next, and that's on goes. This process is known as the font fallback. We will check out this in action also. Moving with the next topic, that is the line height. The distance above and below the text contained in element tag is determined by the line height and is usually used for inline or inline block element. For the block level element is defined minimum line height. Line height is specified in any of the following order, such as number, length, percentage, and the normal. The normal is the default value. We can give the number also, we can give the length also particular, and we can give the percentage also. So in the next topic, that is HTML link CSS and CSS added font face. So this topic depicts that how to include and how to link the CSS in HTML and how to link the CSS font in CSS file. So we can add this link CSS in both the HTML or CSS level. So in HTML, we use link tag for linking CSS, and so as you can see on my screen, like for the HTML link CSS, we use link tag which has an attribute of rel. It tells it is relative to style sheet, and we are passing the style sheet location on the and style sheet file name in the href attribute. In CSS, we use @fontface for linking CSS. So as you can see on my screen, like @fontface with the bracket open, we are adding the font family, we are adding the sources. These sources add the value of the CSS files which we will be adding, and then the font weight. So we are back again with our coding session of module 5, that is CSS typography. So in this module, we will cover regarding the font size, font weight, family, height, and fallback. And the code which you are seeing right now, it's a starter code. Only the additional thing I have added is I have added the extra font, which you can get it from the Google font. You can add this link and you're ready to go. I've added two things, two fonts at a time, for a reason. Okay, so let's start with the font size. How we can add it? Before that, we will go with some HTML code. We will add the container, one main div, and the fonts para. I will just have fonts para, like a p tag with a class of fonts para. I've added some default thing. Okay, so we will target this p tag. For that, I'm targeting using the class. So as you've discussed, like we can add the values in pixels. The 16 pixels, I can add it in 18 pixels. You can add it 20 pixels. You can just increase this. So by targeting this also, you can just go in the developer tools and you can change this, and you can have, like, you can increase or decrease your. So like this developer tools is useful in the sense, like whenever we are stuck in a scenario that we are not aware about what is the actual size and how we should have a proper size, so you can just work around this developer tool, change the font size, check whether this font is proper or not, and accordingly you can change the css. I usually I usually go and check out the developer tools and find out which is the perfect style, and then I apply the style on this. So this is the way I work. Next comes, like, we will also check it out the rem value. So this is the rem value. As you can see, 20 rem means 20 into 16 pixel. That is 16 pixel. That is a browser base. So you can have 2 rem. So this value is nothing but the 32 pixels. You can check it out here. So in the computer tab, you can check out what is the resultant value which we are getting. Though we are applying any of the value, like as I've told, we can use pixels, we can use rem, we can use em, we can use percentages, we can also use viewport width. So using those units, we can also apply the font size, but the resultant value you can see here from here. So if I change this also, like if I change this to, let's say, em, so this will give us the computed value of 32 pixels. The same thing if I am having like a value of, like, in percentages, say this is the percent of the default base value is 16 pixel. 16 pixel 2% is, you can see, check out from the computer thing. So it's 2% is 5.6 pixels. So this way the different units of font size works. So we will stick to the rem or pixel, as you can see on my screen. So So moving forward with the next one, that is the font weight. I will just comment out this section, copy the same type. So for the font weight, we will have font W para. And I've told like the font weight is ranging from 100 to 900 in a step of 100. So we will just go one by one and see what are the differences. I will just change this font size to 1 pixel, 1 rem, font weight para. So as I've applied the 1 rem, it is showing us a 1 rem font size. So after this I will add font weight. Font weight range from, so as you can see, okay, let's go it once again. Font weight, so you can see like we are having these default values, that is bold, bolder, lighter, normal. We have already seen these things, and there are values also such as ranging from 100 to 900 with the step of 100. So we can apply 300, 400. By default the values are 400, like whenever we see a normal font, it has a default weight of 400. So we can get, like if the value is 900, then it is much more bolder. If the value is 100, then it is lighter. So as you can see it is getting lighter. Okay, so targeting this particular section, what I will do is I will play around in the developer tool. I'm the font weight, I will just increase to 900. So you can see that this is getting bolder. Reducing, it will get reduce 600, 500, 400. So like you can see, like it's getting, the 400 is a normal one that we are already having, this default thing. We can have the default values like bold and bolder. This is the bold one. We can have bolder also. We can also have lighter. Okay, lighter. So lighter is not visible just because of the reason like the font is very too small. Font weight is lighter. I'm having a bold one, so you can just check out it's bold. Yeah, but to be noted, like there are some fonts which are like if we reduce the weight also of them, they will not look like lighter. It's just because of the type of font which we are using. So you can just work around and play around the developer tools, and as per your need you can have your font weight. Next comes the font family. Okay, so I will just comment out this thing. I will have the font family. So for that font style is used, we will have like this class of font style. So I will target this style, font STY font style para, font style para. So as you've discussed, like we have already added one extra CSS, so I will use Poppins for this. Like default we are using Roboto, that you can see here. We are also having Roboto here. Right now I want that my particular p tag should be showing only the Poppins. So for that we are using font style. So using the font style you can have a particular targeted element, you have that styling. Note that whenever you try to add font style, it should be in the inverted commas, like the default which the browser provide. They are not in inverted commas. But if we are adding the custom one or the third party fonts, they should be always in the inverted commas, or else it won't be shown. Okay. Okay, so like font family. Okay, so I was wrong. We are using font family for that. Font style is actually deprecated. That's the reason it was not working. Font family is the new uh, property which is provided in the CSS. So we can use that font family and we are ready to go. Now comes the line height. For that also I will be having the same kind of container. So for the line height I will add L and H. I'm having this kind of classes so that it is easy for us to identify what I have written line height para. So we can have a line height of 2. Okay, so I just miss out, like for the line height is the height between the two lines or between the paragraph, you can say. So I will have a long line. Okay, so as you can see here, like we are having, so this is the default line height which usually have. Every font has a different line height. Like if we are using some third party font, then that particular font is having its own line height. So according to that only we should calculate it. Okay, so line height is not showing here in the computer tab. Let's cool. So I will just add this one. So as you can see, like I have increased the value. Default is the line height of 1. If we want to increase, we should increase in the terms of 1 to 10 or like different way. So right now I'm having 2, so I can increase that also, so you can see the difference on my screen. So this is the way the line height works. So in 0 you can see this negative is not working, 0 it's fine, 1 is the default one, 2 3 4 5. So you can go number wise. Make sure you should not add any units, and as a best practice you should not use the line height with any unit in the sense I'm saying like line height should not be 16 pixels 14 pixels. Like it is accepting that that unit type of value, it will accept that, but that is not a standard practice to follow. You should always make sure like we are having a proper value without any unit. That's the industry standard. So moving forward with the next topic, that is uh, the fallbacks. So as I've discussed in the presentational thing of the CSS typography, we have discussed like we should be using font fallbacks and font face. Okay, so we'll have a look over that. For that I have copied that particular container. Okay, so this is fine. Saving this. Okay, so I will have different styling for this also. Font fall B. Okay, so I will target this using the font fall B. Fall B para. So before getting into the fallback, we will discuss first regarding the font face. So for that we have to add @font face. Then we have to add a font family of, like I will add Just for the practical basis, for as an example, I will add a normal thing which doesn't exist actually. So we have font family, and comes the source. I will add the URL. These things are actually not existed, that's the reason, and I will let you know why I'm doing such things. My font web WOFF2 format of WOFF2. Second one is the WOFF. So this is the way we have to write the font face, and this font face is used in the scenarios like when we are not aware like which browser is supporting which type of format. So like there are different types of format available of a particular font. A particular font can have multiple type of format. First one is WOFF2, WOFF, EOT is for IE browsers. Then there are TOF for the Safari browsers, Safari TOF format for the Safari browsers, and like the font family is used to provide the naming. So as you can see here, like we have added the naming, so we can have also have the naming here also. This is the naming. The source is used to provide from where we can pick this particular font. So what I will do is so right now we are having a no so-called no existed font. It is not available anywhere. So to let you understand how the font fallback works, I have created this thing using the font face. So font fallback is nothing but whenever a particular font is not supported or that is not available itself or that font is not downloaded. In such scenarios, the second most font is been applied. So as you can see, like font family, I will first add my web font. Second one is the Poppins. Okay, so here comes the part. Font style, it is showing font style. Okay, I will just save this one. Okay, so as you can see here, like we are having two fonts. This is not working actually, and the second one we have added is a Poppin. If I change this to Roboto, then how it will work? So it is taking right now the Roboto. It is not taking my web font because that is not available. This is the way font fallback works. Yeah, hope you like this coding session regarding the CSS typography.